Hello everyone and welcome to my channel, and today I'll be reading Neuvillette Listener by me, so let's get into it. The soft sound of rain pattered against the ground windows of the Palais Harmonia. Neuvillette sat behind his desk, his quill in hand, the steady scratch of ink on parchment filling the room. You sat across from him, curled up in one of the plush chairs, feeling far less steady. You weren't really sure when it started. Maybe it had been the long day, the stress, or the way the air in the room seemed too still. But your head was swimming, a dull pounding resonating in your temples as you tried to focus on his calm voice. Are you listening? Neuvillette asked softly, his pale lavender eyes lifting from the paper to meet yours. His tone wasn't harsh or accusing. He never was with you, just simply concerned. And you blinked, the world tilting slightly around you. Sorry, what were you saying? He frowned, setting down the quill. You look pale. Have you been feeling unwell? He asked again. His eyes narrowed slightly as he stood from his chair and crossed the room towards you. You opened your mouth to reassure him, but as you tried to rise to your feet, the ground seemed to sway violently beneath you, and your vision dimmed at the edges. And before you could even comprehend what was happening, the strength drained from your legs. Neuvillette surged forward and caught you before you could hit the floor, her arms wrapped around you securely, pulling you close to his chest as he lowered you carefully back into the chair. Your head lolled against his shoulder, his embrace grounding you in the haze of dizziness. Oh, man, really? I'm sorry. You murmured faintly, your voice barely audible. Don't apologize. You passed out. What happened? You tried to focus on him, but even the sound of his voice seemed distant, like you were underwater. I'm just tired. It's nothing. He didn't look too convinced. His brows furrowed as his thumb brushed gently over your cheek, his touch cool against your burning skin. That's not nothing. You've been overworking yourself again, haven't you? You sighed softly, feeling the warmth of his hold and the steadiness of his presence anchoring you. I didn't want to worry you. His eyes softened at that, though his expression remained serious. You worry me more when you don't tell me what's wrong. You blinked up at him. Slowly, the fog in your mind began to clear, his features sharp and steady, even as the worry lingered in his gaze. Neuvillette. He silenced you with a shake of his head, his eyes searching your face. Not now. Rest. We'll talk later, once you're feeling better. You let out a faint, tired chuckle, leaning your head against his shoulder. You're too good to me. It is not a matter of goodness. It's a matter of caring. And I care for you more than you realize. He mumbled, his voice low and calm now, the tension easing slightly. And your chest tightened at his words, your exhaustion mixing with the warmth of his presence, leaving you with this feeling of safety. I know you do. and his hand moved to cradle the back of your head, his other arm supporting your weight easily. It's my duty to look after you, not because I have to, but because I chose to. You managed a faint smile, the ache in your body fading slightly as his words wrapped around you like a comforting blanket. You're too poetic for your own good. Would you rather I not be? You chuckled weakly, the sound soft against the quiet rain that was still tapping against the windows. No, I like it. You admitted, and he sighed softly, shifting you in his arms as he settled back onto the chair, still holding you close. You should rest now. I'll stay here. You don't have to. You looked up at him, his hair falling like silk around his face, and those calming eyes watching you as though you were the most fragile thing in the world. Lion, I want to. There's nowhere else I would rather be. He replied simply, but his honesty was enough to bring a faint blush to your cheeks, and you let your eyes drift close, too tired to fight the comfort of being in his arms. Thank you, Neuvillette. His hand continued to brush over your hair, his voice a soft murmur that blended with the sound of the rain. You're safe with me. I won't let anything happen to you. And as the exhaustion finally pulled you into sleep, you felt the quiet hum of his presence keeping you grounded. The world could wait. Right now, you had him, and that was more than enough. And as you drifted off, Neuvillette leaned down, his lips brushing against your forehead in a feather-light kiss. Rest now, my dear. I'll watch over you.